The police chief, Kayode Egbetokun, has pulled the brakes on the new electronic vehicle registration process, e-CMR, that was set to launch on July 29th. The move comes after the Nigerian Bar Association's Section on Public Interest and Development Law stepped in, demanding a halt to the program that would have forced vehicle owners to pay, almost 6,000 naira for a special certificate.
But now, let's not get too excited. The police, through its public relations officer, Muyiwa Adejobi, has said that it's only taking a step back to educate vehicle owners about the benefits of the Central Motor Registry Information System, e-CMRIS, which is designed to keep all vehicles, including motorcycles, safe and secure by collecting owner data and using it to flag stolen vehicles and more. Though it appraises the suspension, the Nigerian Bar Association Section on Public Interest and Development Law, NBA-SPIDEL, however, maintains that the suspension alone is insufficient and calls for the complete abandonment of the policy. Joining us now is Legal Practitioner Steve Adaramoye. Good morning, sir. Thank you very much for joining us.
Good morning for having me.
All right. So now let's get into the conversation. Right now, the police have announced that they haven't abandoned it. They have only suspended it, meaning that there will probably be an intention to bring it back much later. NBA has criticized this. Talk to us about the legality or otherwise of this e-CMRI.
When you look at the policy, it is something ordinarily that is supposed to be backed up by law. 3 things are involved. Issuance of certificate. If you're on the line, you are caught, you are not having the certificate issued, then you'll be fined. Now, coming to those 3 analyses, only an institution given power to issue certificate can do so. Then, if the foundation, the beginning, is outrightly invalid under the law, then the issue of fine itself, you cannot fine somebody. In fact, that is a subsisting case. The, what do you call them? This organization, Road Safety, if they get you, check your certificate, your vehicle, yes, and all those things. Yes. And they discover that you are not having any one of them. Then the next thing, they will find you and said you to go and pay so amount of money to such a place. A lawyer took them to federal court about 5 years ago. Because of the ignorance of the people, these people were cashing on. You cannot find somebody. There is a presumption of guilt before you can find somebody and you ask him to go and pay. So on that something, an only court of competent jurisdiction can ask you to go and pay. Can find you guilt of an offense. So it's as good as that. So many people are still walking on the road in Nigeria today. And the EFCC, road safety call, we ask them to go and pay certain amount of money. All those things are quite wrong. Now, coming back to this very one, only an institution, license, given authority, by law, can issue certificate. It's just like white or NECO. So if, I think it's bastardization of the rule of law, because the rule of law is separation of power. Separation of power, simply say, only the legislature can make law to that effect. The issue, the institution called the Nigerian police, is an enforcement of the law made by the legislature. You understand? So to that extent, any law made by an institution that is not invested with such power goes to an issue. In as much that I appreciate the fact of what they are trying just to do. On one leg, it's right, and on another leg, it borders on impunity and corruption. Nothing but more. I mentioned 3 things now. Yeah. The issue of issuance of certificates. They don't have power. Nobody have given them that authority. They are law enforcement agents. Only the legislature, and that is why the NBA is very critical of that very issue. Then the issue, I said, that's the foundation. Then the issue of fining somebody. Fine is a penalty, fine offense. And only a court of competent jurisdiction. You can't be something or nothing and expect it to say it might collapse. You understand? So when you look at those things, what they are basing their something, amnesia is wrong. Even though security of lives and property under section 14, subsection 2 of the Constitution guarantees. The issue of security of lives and property of Nigerian citizens. But when you want to do right thing, it must be done in the right way.
Can you speak a little bit more about the court case you mentioned that the FRSC was taken to court?
Yes.
How did that go?
No, the court set that the decision, I think it's about 5 or 6 years ago. A lawyer was apprehended, like any other Nigerians. But by virtue, and even many lawyers have been arrested, and they don't care about it. But in his own case, he took it further. That these people does not have power to go and say, I'm fined. Go and pay so amount of money. When you are fined, that is a presumption of guilt, of commission, of breaking of a law. You understand? So that presumption, and when there must be fair hearing. You can't just say, oh, go and do this, I'm fining you this. You understand? There must be, will I say, a trial. You understand? Before a competent court of jurisdiction, before a court invested with that power to look into it.
Yeah, but just to be clear,
yes,
on this, it's on the Punch, and it says here, the appeal court upholds the FRSC's powers to impound vehicles and impose fines.
What I'm saying,
yes,
it must have been appealed. You understand? The reason of the lower court is very, very, very sound. You understand? Mm-hmm. When you say fine, like I said, you are moving from Ogba to Ikeja. Somebody stop you on the way. Show you so. Is he invested with that power to adjure you guilt? No. Prima facie evidence must be produced. After that prima facie evidence, you are sent to the appropriate court to look into it. A magistrate, like a traffic offense in Lagos, they will carry you to Shudans, other sundry places. They will carry you to court. You understand? So they don't just pick you on the road. Straight away and say you are guilty. No, you have to prove your case. It's as simple as ABC. That's illogical. If you are going that very side, illogical.
Yes. Let's come back to the conversation about the CMRA certificate.
Yes.
NBA has stated its position.
Yes.
You have also clearly explained that it's illegal and they're basically putting something on nothing and expecting it to stand.
Yes.
Should the police decide that after their enlightenment, after talking to people about what this e-CMR is about, that they decide to go ahead with it, what would be the next steps?
Like NBA has threatened, they go to court. An individual too has the right, because I said he's wanting to do a right thing, and you have to do it in the right way. And when you are not invested with a power to do something, whatever you are doing there amounts to illegality. It's null and void to the extent of its inconsistency. I started from one place, the issue of issuance of certificate. You understand?
Yeah.
The legislature is usurpation, nothing but gross and violent usurpation of the legislation power, and it's an abuse of the power, it's an abuse of the Constitution, because they cannot usurp that very power. Who invests them with that authority? You understand me? Who invests them with that authority to issue? I think it's outside the confine, the power of the police to do that.
The police are insisting. In fact, I'm looking at.
They might be insisting.
They're saying, and I'm going to quote what was reported here. It says that the Force Public Relations Officer ACP Muyiwa Adejobi has faulted the report that the Nigerian Bar Association has given the Inspector General of Police Kayode Egbetokun a 7-day ultimatum to reverse the CMRIS system. He says no agency can take the police up on the initiative. He goes further to state that, it's been done right from time. He says that the police have the right and powers to initiate any approach to curb crimes and criminality in Nigeria as it's applicable in other crimes. That the police has been issuing CMR for decades, and so it's not even a new strategy.
Not creation. What we are seeing, that we have been doing something for quite long. Like the one I said, it was a challenge at the federal court. That we have been doing ageless. Does not mean that it's right. People, you might be capitalizing on the ignorance of the people. But when people come to the consciousness of or reality of the truth of a matter, then the veil of ignorance is lifted.
You spoke initially about abuse of power and corruption. Yes. Expand a little bit more on that. Why do you call it corruption?
Yes. The greatest problem in this country is the issue of corruption and impunity. At individual level, at institutional level, at corporate level, all there is issue of corruption and impunity. How do I mean? Essence of this something is nobody is actually forcing them. If they want to feed their data, there are other areas, in fact, where they have their data. In fact, I can tell you today, if you are coming like this, I've experienced it before. If your what do you call it? Your license. That's why we even say these people are do all these things in bad faith, malafide. You understand? Now, if police they see you like this, they put they punch their number into your computer. It will bring out all those facts. Whether your insurance is intact, whether your license is up to date.
Yep.
As of today, as I'm telling you. So all those things, I think it's a gold digging exercise. You understand? In order to generate revenue. You understand? And they have gone through it in a very wrong direction. You understand? Because all those things they are saying, they've been doing it. So I don't see any reason whatsoever, howsoever, why they should come. As far as many years back, police will go, you reach police something like this, they punch your number into their computer and they will tell you whether your insurance has lapsed, whether your license has lapsed. They will tell you all those things.
Right.
So there is nothing extraordinary about this. So I think, like I said, it's issue of corruption. You understand? Corruption and impunity, they go hands in hands, and they are wrecking havoc.
Right.
Yes, on the country.
Okay, now just to quickly reiterate that the NBA, there's a bit of an issue as to who actually gave out the directive by the NBA. The Guardian newspaper reports that the Nigerian Bar Association has disclaimed a statement attributed to John Aikpokpo Martins and Fumi Adeogun regarding the issuance of Central Motor Registry Information System. The NBA spokesperson Akorede Habib Lawal in a statement said the comment was made without the consent or authority of the association. NBA emphasized that Aikpokpo Martins and Adeogun were removed from their positions as chairman and secretary of the NBA-SPIDEL on February 29, 2024, and that their removal along with other executive members was followed by the appointment of a caretaker committee headed by Sir Steve Adaramoye. And this is just to mention because, of course, that's the subject of the controversy. The statement allegedly released by the NBA directed to the Nigerian police force. But we hope that we can hear directly from the NBA. We can invite them to join us on the show. But regardless of what the NBA's position, you have shared with us what you think the legal legal perspective is.
Their own internal politics, that's their own politics. But you look at this thing down to earth, you will agree with that submission, undoubtedly.
I'm sure that we'll see more and more revelations coming as the day goes by. Steve Adaramoye, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me.